Hello everyone, welcome to the day 2 of Microsoft Azure Bootcamp. This is an initiative of Azure Developed Community. We are in 114 plus cities of India and we are expanding more to cities so that we can connect with more community people. We can just help more industry folks, student folks to get started with Microsoft Azure. Today in this initiative, we are going to cover Microsoft Azure AZ900 Bootcamp and we are going to cover the AZ900 exam offered by Microsoft, the entire syllabus that is offered by Microsoft. And hello everyone, I hope you all are excited today. Again, we have our expert speaker here, Mukesh Kumar Rao sir, who is a cybersecurity expert and our Azure developer lead and doing incredible in the community. And I just wanted to announce the winners. Let's just wait for a few more people to join, and I'll announce the winner for of yesterday's giveaway that we had. So we got some random names for that. So just you can just so still we are 4 days left, 3 days more left. So you can just try your luck for next 3 days. So first is we have Kaushal Varathe. The first winner is Kaushal Varathe. I'm sharing the LinkedIn profile link, so please do ping us over our LinkedIn. So uh, so Kaushal Varathe, I'm sharing the LinkedIn profile link. This is the first winner for yesterday's giveaway. And second is Kamal Singh Parihar. Kamal, Singh, congratulations, Kamal. You can just ping us over our LinkedIn profile, Azure Developer Community LinkedIn handle. You can just ping us over that you won the giveaway, and we will be happy to share the Microsoft merchandise with you. Winner two. So this is the winner two, Kamal Singh Parihar. And third, we have Mohi Tomar here. So Mohini Tumar, we loved your comment, guys. We loved really what you learned from yesterday's workshop, and today we are back here again, and Mukesh sir will be sharing his insights about AZ900, and I'm just quickly doing this. Uh, Here is the third winner for the yesterday's giveaway. So I'm just good evening, everyone. Good evening. So these are the links that I'm just sharing up. So first winner is Kushal Varathe. Second is Kamal Singh Parihar. And the third one is Mohini Tomar. So these are the three winners of yesterday's giveaway. So today we are also having one giveaway, and you can just again comment whatever you are going to learn from today's workshop on the same LinkedIn post. I'll be sharing everything later. So now, not wasting much more time, I'll just give the stage to Mukesh sir. Mukesh sir, stage is all yours. Please take it over.
Yeah, thank you. Once again, congratulations for those who have got the winners. Uh, and again, we have today also opportunity for the others to get the chance to get free credits to so that you can learn lots of new things. So without wasting, let's start the today's session. Let me share my screen. Okay, great. So it's visible. Yeah. Okay, so today is the second day. Yesterday, what we have learned, it's more about the fundamentals, the core thing that we have learned, and particularly understand the process that how and the cloud is working, what are the features we have, what are the characteristic is there. From today, we will more focus on the Azure cloud, that is a dedicated, and we'll do some practical also. So let's start. What are the things that we're going to learn today? Firstly, we'll understand the certification path and how you can start your career. And if you want to start fundamentals of Azure, so what are the different path areas available? That thing we're gonna do, and then we will see what is the features are available on Azure portal and how we can access, how we can create the account, and how you can get the access to learn more things at free of cost because Azure is providing lots of things as a free as a beginner level, so that thing you all can do and learn. Then we'll jump into the core services of Azure, that is we'll go more in depth in that area. So we'll take today two services. The first will be the compute. It's a part of infrastructure as a service, and few functions we have that is a part of platform as a service, so that we're going to discuss today. And then we go to the networking service. Again, it is an important part of cloud in terms of architect level jobs or networking and security level jobs. So networking is important part in cloud platform, so that we're going to discuss in detail. Then we will move to the virtual machine and do some practicals, That is the main thing is there. So let's move. You already know me. So again, yeah. So this is a path of fundamental we have in which we're going to learn three areas. If you talk about the exam perspective, so cloud concept, cloud Azure services, and then in the last we have compliance and security policies that will come into the exam perspective. And then in the last we have pricing and support part. That questions not come in terms of a examination point of view, but for a theoretical and understanding this knowledge is required, so that you can understand the billing structure, understand the resource management and monitoring part. That's why it is included into fundamental. So that is we call as a AZ 900, the first certification. Like if you want to start career in Azure cloud, so this is the first basic requirement you have to do to get a certified. Maybe some student ask that, sir, why should I take a certificate? I have the knowledge, so I can apply for the job. Yeah, that is good. That is a good part. If you know the knowledge, you can directly go in and apply, get the job. That is not a issues there. But certification give a validation, and you can say it's a plus valuable point in your resume. If you have that certification, so nobody ask or doubt you that you know this much knowledge or not. So with the certification, it give one plus point in the times of hiring and getting selection. So that is the reason we have created this the certificate by the Microsoft, that you can get a specific path, career path idea, and you can start learning from basics. Now coming to other job roles and certifications part. So this is I have get one diagram, and there you can see we have different job or expertise role we have available. If you want to go for SAP, if you want to go for Azure virtual desktop, or you want to go for Azure IoT developer or Azure solution architect, so we have different kind of the certification series are available. But in almost same, we have a very basic we have available, that is called AZ 900. That is a fundamental. Two areas where you can go for the data analytics and artificial intelligence. So they have also introduced AI 900, and then we have in the last, that is the data fundamentals. So DP 900 series are available. So DP900 is more for the data science, data analytics, or AI engineer job role perspective you can go for. But today what we are covering, it's in 900, it is a administration level, DevOps level, and solution architect level of job profile. So there you can get this like security engineer, you can go apply that thing. You can go for administration, then you can apply for the security, or network engineer, you can go for this series. So this is a very basic, you will get on internet also. You can just search Azure certification part, you will get multiple areas. So it's up to you in which area you are expertise or you want to learn things. It depends on your curriculum part, like what are the subjects you'll more likely to learn and interest. Like some student have interest in learning programming languages, some student have learning in cloud platform, some student have learn more interest in Linux and administration part, some are interested in data science or AI. So as per their own custom passion or interest, we have multiple series of certification part that you can do, and you can take a job in cloud part, because in all this area cloud is the very common path we have. Okay, so that's just a short overview we have. Now moving further, so first, when we are accessing the account of Azure, what are the key terms that we use in terms of Azure portal? So first of all, when you create account by using your Microsoft ID, or you have Gmail ID, you can create it, and there we can take a subscription. This is not for the free version I am talking about, because in free version we get all these things as a by default. So in there we got $100 credit as a subscription, and in that subscription we have resource group. Resource group, we can say, like which are the services you are accessing, you are launch on cloud platform. So that is what we call a resource group. And resources, that in which resource group, which are the services you have accessing. So take as an example of organization perspective. Let's suppose you have one owner, so that we can call as a CEO or co-founder of the company, who have the main Azure account, and then they have taken a multiple subscription depending on the project scenario. Let's suppose we got some project related to development team. So one subscription we have taken for the development team. One subscription we have taken for the project management or managerial role part. One subscription key we have taken for the HR department and finance department. So you can see different department have different kind of work, but they can all can do the work on cloud platform. So according to the scenario, we can take a subscription key in a different approach, because subscription you can say it's a license, just like we take a subscription of Netflix, Amazon Prime, Hotstar. So there we have a different plan is available, like VIP plus, VIP star, kind of this thing. Okay, so in this OTT platform, what kind of feature we will get? Like the multiple screen feature. The more good quality with more multiple screen, we got more money to pay. Same thing also happen on Azure platform also. So if you require a specific group of resources, you can take a specific subscription key, or it can be less or it can be costly, depend on the scenario basis. And in that, we have multiple peoples are working, so that can be part of resource group. So there you can say, let's suppose we have two branch offices on two different cities or two different country. So there we can divide the resource group. Let's suppose the development team is working in India, so we have taken a one resource group on India. There we are managing the Docker, we are managing the virtual machine, we are managing app services and website hosting. The second subscription we are using in UK country. So there mainly the marketing team and HR team is working. So there we don't require compute or data platform as a service base. There we require more SaaS, that is software as a service kind of applications, like Microsoft 365 or Dynamic 365, because that is more favorable for the HR and finance management applications. So this is how the whole structure is divided. And one single account, we have multiple subscription are available as per the geolocation, as per the resources that we are using. Okay, so for as a fresher, what are the things that we go talk get it, just like yesterday we have discussed some of the questions, that after getting a free credit account, what are the things you will get it. So of course this is just a short overview I have added today. And in the last, you can see the account creation I have given here in the link. So you can just go there and you can create your account by using your student ID or mail ID. You will get $100 credit, as well as other free resources for 12 months. So we can start practicing, and you can do start practical things. So I will showcase you today how we can start and do the practical. So don't worry about that part. Then this is the core service, like this is the whole infrastructure architect of Azure cloud. And you can see every different need, we have different kind of services is divided, just like yesterday I go through with the all the services part. So this is how the all the management of services is done. In the lower part, you can see we have networking services, in which we have virtual network, ExpressRoute is there, load balancer, VPN, application gateway, so that we can able to connect. The connectivity should be maintained, because it's an online or internet based service. So we require internet very high performance. If there will be some latency issues there, some network issues there, so we cannot able to access Azure cloud properly. That is simplest way, because at the end you can see we are accessing these services through a web portal, that is a through website, correct? So if internet is not working properly, you cannot able to do any activity or any practical stuff on the Azure cloud. So that's why networking is the core, or you can say the backbone of the cloud services. Okay, over that we have integrated some hybrid integration, in which we have both option is available. Like see, big talk services is there, service bus is there. This is for more private cloud perspective, because there what we are doing is that we are sharing 50-50 or 60-40 of data exchange. Like database is maintained by the company, and the online web services are maintained by the cloud. So it is a hybrid combination they have, or they have dedicated private cloud scenario. So there we can have the site recovery or database or data backup storage kind of services. So that will be integrated with the help of hybrid integration. Then these are the core services we have: compute, web, data and storage, analytics, IoT, CDN, and IEM is there. So today we're gonna cover this particular part, compute and networking area. So in compute, it's more on the infrastructure part. Like we want to launch operating system, we want to launch container-based services, or we want to access Azure functions or application integration. So that is comes into the compute part. If we are working on the website hosting, web application hosting, mobile application hosting, or development part, so there we can go for the web and API services that we have in Azure. Coming for the storage and database, so we have the data and storage services are available, in which you can access SQL database to manage. We have different bulk, if you want to upload bulk database like more than petabyte kind of storage. So then we can go for the SQL data warehouse kind of scenario. Okay. And analytics is more for the data scientists and data analytics or business analytics kind of job profile. So they will use this kind of services, because there we have to maintain the data parts, or statistics, facts and figure. So there you can go for these services. IoT, everybody knows that is a sensor based and hardware component. So that information, if you want to store or want to access, so through IoT and intelligence based services we can use it. Then CDN, it's a part of web and compute, where we can get the services more fastly. So CDN stand for Content Delivery Network. What actually it will do, when we open some website, sometimes what actually happen, the website will not open properly, or it will take more time. The reason behind is that the website size is very big. So when it is uploading on internet, let's suppose we don't have good internet access, so it will take more time. But with the help of CDN, what actually happen, the website will load more fastly and we can access websites more easily. So that's the benefit we get it. And if the website is running on different country location and we are accessing from different country, so maybe there is some latency issue is there, or it will take little few second late. So this will also impact the brand of the website or business perspective. If the website is not loading properly, you will not wait for 2 or 3 seconds, because we are addicted with the reels and TikTok kind of scenario. So where if the video is not attracting within a 5 second, we'll just scroll it. So the same thing is also happen with the website part. If you have a good website, if it is light and user friendly, then only people access that thing. Else it will just move to another website. So that's why this is an important service for the uh, business branding and expanding your businesses. So that's why even you can see the e-commerce websites are very lightweight. If it is very heavy, you cannot able to access, or you cannot do the shopping on that website. Correct. So that is a one point we have for the business success perspective. Okay. Then at the last, this is a part of IEM, or you can say it is a part of security and resource management part, where we are managing the more administration level of tasks, that how the resources we can divide to each employees remotely, and what are the billing part will be there, how unique access, how we can do the multi-factor authentication systems or authorization systems. So these are the things generally used in company level and organization level. As a public cloud, we are not using it, but at the end we are accessing, because when we are taking a subscription of Azure, we are distributing the resources to each employee. If the employee is working as a junior level, so we cannot give the full access to the employee as a first time. We will give only read access permission. We are not giving the write access permission, because if give the right access permission, there is a chance that a new beginner or novice people can delete the resource. So it will be effect to the companies or the client projects perspective. So these are the things we can control with the help of IEM based services on Azure cloud. Then you can come to the management and security part. It is dedicated for the security, like the whole monitoring system of the Azure. So automation is also there, analytics is also there, protection of the accounts and password is also available, and the whole dedicated security center, so that you can centralizely monitor each services on each subscription account you have. So that is the flexible, security services we have in Azure part. And in the first, that is for the developers, for us. Like we are the developers, so we are doing some development in any kind of programming language. You can take it, PHP, Java, we have JavaScript, Python. So every resources are available with developer services and developer series. So generally, we go for Visual Studio to do programming and do the code part. So that is also integrated in the scenario. We have dev test lab is there for the testing of the applications. So that's the benefit is given by the Azure, that you can do multiple things in less time. You don't have to be worried about the maintenance. Don't worry about the configuration and deployment part of application or dependencies. That will become as a ready made for you. You just have to write your code and execute to see the result, and check the analytics on the inside of the resource. So that much flexible services are provided by the Azure. So this is a core part. Apart from that, we have other services also available that is integrated with third party company and product services. So the more you're going to learn in future, you will understand this thing. For as a first time you are seeing, so this is the whole perspective you can see as a small point of view. Okay, so moving further, so let's jump to the main, compute service. Okay, so here you can see we have virtual machine, we have remote app, Azure batch, cloud services, or serverless computing is also available. Okay, so what are the thing is there? How we can do work? Okay, so let me just firstly showcase you the portal, and then we can start to understand each thing one by one. Okay, so this is the dashboard. Yesterday I also showcased you, correct? So there you can go to the downward the subscription and resource group. Remember, so subscription, that is the account you are buying, and the resource group in which any application or resource is running that part. Or if you want to see the main dashboard, like what are the services are running in the cloud, any kind of resources there or not. So this is a fresh account I have get. So right now I didn't have created any resource, that's why it is showing any, not a resource any part. So we'll create today and then we will see the dashboard again. Okay, so firstly you have to go to the left panel, click on the all services, and then you can go to the compute section. There the second option is there. Okay, so here you will get all the services like virtual machine scale set, app services is there, batch account is there. Okay, cloud, Citrix, and then container and Kubernetes for the DevOps perspective, or you want to launch container on Docker. These other services are available. Okay, so that thing, let's see the little theoretical part, so you can get a little idea about this particular thing. So, firstly, understand virtual machine. If I say maybe you have used in local system, VirtualBox or virtual VMware kind of thing, maybe not. So I will showcase you in my system. Just like I have Oracle VM VirtualBox. So this is a hyper visor, software. So there I can see, we can run multiple machines at the same time. So this is a local virtualization technology, correct? That is a bare metal too that we have discussed yesterday, correct? So let's suppose the same thing if we wanted to access through online. Okay, so that will become the bare metal one, and it is accessible through cloud. So that will become this particular service in a very simplified manner, if I can say. A virtual machine, that means we are running in virtual environment. If you have a dedicated hardware and on that you are running some operating system, so that will be a normal operating system you're running. Just like I am running in a Windows 11. Maybe you have Windows 11 or Windows 10 if you are using some older laptop. Okay, or maybe if you're using Apple, so you have Mac OS, correct? So that is the operating system we are running on a main machine. But on cloud platform, when we want to run, so that will become called as a virtual machine. In technical terms, on Azure environment. So virtual machine, you can say, is a scalable resource that can host operating system like this: Mac OS, Linux, Windows, and different flavors of Linux operating systems, and different uh, operating system family of Windows also. Like Windows also have two type of categories. The first we call as a client side or user and operating system. So that is called the Windows 7, Windows 10, Windows 8, Windows 11. If you go for Windows NT 95, XP, so these are the client side Windows operating system. Parallelly, for the organization, we are using Windows Server operating system. So we have 2008 was firstly introduced. Before that, Windows Server 2003 was the first server introduced. Then 2008, 2012, then we have the 2016, 19, and the latest that we are using, that is 2022. So if I showcase you here you can click on the virtual machine, and then if go for the create part, or you can directly here search for Windows Server. So you will get resource on the marketplace that you can launch for this. So the latest is only 2022. Here we can see it is available. So that is mainly supported on cloud perspective. 2019-16 we can launch on the on premises, that is on company server part, but this is Microsoft introduced for more dedicated for the cloud environment and cloud basis part. So you can see these are the third party different integration based operating system. We can see these are the some third party app like NumPy we use for the data analytics and machine learning perspective to fetch information. So that's Jamp we use as a local server to host particular application to perform and check the development part. So that are the things we have available. Okay. Now moving further, so that is the part we call as a virtual machine. Now in virtual machine also we have different categories are available. That which type of operating system you want to launch. So let's go to the virtual machine, and I want to create here the virtual machine. So it will be opening, and there you can go to the image. There configure see all image. So image is particularly you can see the ISO, which is comes as a launch. So this is the marketplace, Azure marketplace, and there you can see the range of operating system is available. Like there, recently they also introduced my favorite operating system Kali for the pen testing and ethical hacking perspective. And you can see here we have the Red Hat for the enterprise Linux that you can use to learn about the administration part, Linux administration, that thing. Windows 10 here you have, Windows 11 you have, Ubuntu server operating system. Maybe you have is Ubuntu client side, but this is a server operating system. So that is only for command line access we have. You will not get the graphical interface for Ubuntu for server operating systems. If you are using this one, so that's why you can get the UI interface. So that 7 is also available, and some more you can see. Or if you are more in developer perspective, you want to develop, so you can directly choose this one, Visual Studio 2020. So this is come with all the pre-installed dependencies and support for the programming part, so that you can use if you are more interested in database and database connectivity. So there we have this two operating system. SQL Server, we can say SQL Server is part, but shortly we go for SQL Server, mainly you have heard about it. So 2090 we have, and 2022 we also have. So that's we will get it. C panel, this is we use for website hosting perspective. So if you want to launch that thing, and remember this is not everything is available free. Here you can see when you click on this section, you will get a different generations of uh, you know machine, that which generation we want to use it, and that, so I will showcase that also. But first you can understand this thing, that these are the image, and if you go here for different kind of work, you will get different kind of machines are available. Let's suppose I want to go for database related machines to launch. So you can see all the SQL Server we have, PostgRE, Oracle database is there, MySQL, Redis, maybe you heard about it or not. Then we have this MySQL and more we have. You can just click next, you will get multiple different configuration related virtual machine. For data science level, you can go for this one to access it. Now let's go back once on the virtual machine, and again I will just go to the part creating, and then you can click on here the for VM configuration. So there you will get the different generations that which what like generation one was the older one that is supported. Now generation two is more faster and more memory efficient. So it is a little bit costly compared to generation one. That is also depend on the which operating system you are using it. So this is the two generation we have in configuration with the Ubuntu series. Then here you can go for the size. So these are the virtual machine types are available. That what is your specific requirement it is. Let's suppose you want to just launch a machine and you want to just do the normal task. So it can be done with the help of two core or one core of CPU and 3.5 GB RAM is enough to launch a window machine. But let's suppose you want to do some database related work, you want to do some processing related work. So it can goes up to 32 GB RAM also and 8 core CPU, and this is an input output we have maximum input output, that is a reading speed, and the temporary storage you will get like this one. Apart from that, you can access or enable the size. So here we have different series of VMware is available, like D series, B series, DC is there, EF. So that is depend on the perspective. Now you can see the reason here, like the latest generation we have D5. So for the high perspective and high speed part, you can go for. If you are looking for something to continually provide the high end core CPU, you require more core, particular parts, so that you can do multiple tasks at the same time instead of having the more RAM, so that you can use it. Or if you require high end memory, like more RAMs is required for the virtual machine, so you can go for E series, because there you will get more RAM. Here you can see with 2 core CPU you will get 16 GB RAM. But at the same time, if you require a more CPU power instead of going for the RAM, so there you will get this thing, 4 GB RAM with 2 core CPU. So you can see as per the work profile, you can choose particular specific machine or the virtual machine, and the price will vary. Like here you can see 2 core, 4 GB RAM, and this is the price we have. Estimation price you can get it around 2000 rupees per month. Okay, but at the same time, if you go for E series, where you require more RAM but less, CPU, so it will cost around 7,000 per month. Billing part. So that thing you can do. Or if you click here on the customization, let's suppose we require 16 GB with more core. So you can just click here for 4, and it is like 1 or 2, so you can go for the maximum. Okay, so this series is actually have only 2 core, so instead of that you can go for like 4 core like this way. So maximum, even if you increase or decrease, so that is part is available. So with 4 core and 32 GB RAM, you will get around 70 or around 80,000 rupees
Hello, sir.
INR monthly
Hello.
cost. Yeah.
Hello, sir. Sorry to interrupt you in between. Can you please zoom it a little bit, the screen?
Oh, okay, okay. Let me zoom this thing. Now I think
Yes, sir.
it's
Perfect. Yes, sir. It's perfect.
okay. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So here you can see this is a series we have E series. So you can see 2 GB or 16 GB RAM is available, and the pricing will goes according to that, particular part. So let me get. So as per the requirement, the price is also vary for work of a part. So this thing you can decide before creating the virtual machine, and that is depends on the different series of the part. So there you have. So for a perspective, if you want to learn before do the part, so you can just go for Azure price estimation, or you can just click for Azure price calculator. So the first link you will get it azure.microsoft slash this link, and here you can just go, or you can just search for on Google Azure price calculator. And before creating an account, before taking a cloud platform, here you can calculate your requirement, that what kind of requirement you have and what will be the estimation price you will get it before coming into the cloud platform. So let's suppose you want to access virtual machine, as a first product you have selected virtual machine. Okay, that is added. And then you require a storage account that you want to secure, update data in that thing. You can calculate that thing. Okay, after that you can go downward. Now which operating system you require, like particularly Windows base, in which country location. So let's suppose we go in India right now, so we can go for the central India. Okay, and we required a window operating system. Now here we have like different standard. Like standard is like hard drive, and premium is for the SSD storage. So if you go for premium version 2, we have selected, and then we have the instance, like how many core we require. Let's suppose we require core and 7 GB of RAM. So we have selected that thing, and 250 SSD storage that we have taken. How many instances required? Let's suppose we required two machines, and for 2 months we have to go, or 1 month. So 1 month is also good, not a issue is there. So machine have decided, and then here we have this particular series also. Okay, sorry, this is for the app service, like the application, we use it. And if you go for virtual machine, so the same thing we have, that you will get it. Now here you will get the scenario that how you want to pay the money. You want to go for pay as you go service. You want to take this machine for 1 year of plan, or 2 year of plan. So that kind of discount is also in Azure is giving you. Okay, so that is the basic thing we require, like two machine for 2 month, 1 month. Okay, so the total cost will be, you will get it if you go by default. So this will be the estimation price you will get it here, around $1,000 for the specific 7 GB RAM of configuration laptop to window machine, with the some you have storage, read write speed. So this thing you can if you don't want to have the amount of this much, so what you can do, you can replace window with the Linux. The same configuration, when you switch to Linux, the cost will be decreased. The reason is that Windows is a licensed operating system, while Linux is a open source. You can just see, and the cost will become almost 30% less with the same configuration and same task. So you have to decide that what kind of work you are doing, and according to that you can calculate your price. Then you can go to main Azure portal, and then you can select and start do the configuration. So for now, like we have the free account, so we will not do any kind of this kind of machine, because it will start billing when you launch the machine. Okay, so this is for the knowledge purpose, that how the management of the resources you can do as per the work profile. Okay, so let's move the second, that is app service. So app service, you can see the languages here: .NET, .NET Core, Java, Ruby, Python, and etc. So app service is for the website hosting, web application hosting, and mobile application hosting platform. Let me showcase you that part also. On all services, click on the web, or you can directly search here also app service. So here we have this one, app services. So in app services, when you click, you will just go to the create option. You will get a multiple option, that which kind of application you want to launch. There you can see, like Docker container base, you want to launch a static website. A static website also is there. Or you want to have your own code, development code, and then you want to access, so that name you can give it. And this is some pricing part you will get. So this is a step that we follow. But in a short, if I say, the web application, website, and mobile app you want to launch, so with the help of this service only you can able to launch on Azure cloud platform. Okay, and then you can go for serverless computing is there. So serverless computing, in which you can go for the in a particular Docker base, and in which operating system is not required. Like the first two services that we have discussed, it's where we have launched our operating system, and over that we are launching some application and server. But in serverless computing, what actually happened, we don't require a dedicated operating system. We can just directly create a Azure function, and we can do the task. So it is cheap. It will be easier to manage comparing with the virtual machine, but also that is depend on your what kind of work you are doing, or what is the main motive behind is that. So this is the one function we have in the Azure compute part. Okay, now let's jump to the next service that we have. It's Azure networking. Okay, so I think everybody, if you are for first year or second year students, I think maybe computer network is not yet come in your syllabus. If you are third year or fourth year students, so I think you have already read about the computer networks, correct? Like computer networks, we learn about the TCP/IP model, OSI layer to understand the each seven layers of the networking, that how data is transferred from one system to another system. That is the thing. So Azure is also providing the same networking part, but in virtual environment, because this is running on cloud. So we are not doing a physical infrastructure environment or topology creation. We are doing this thing on cloud platform. So that is we call as a virtual network, because the name is come from that particular part, like virtualization. So virtual network we are creating. Virtual network we have DNS in is important, because all the website that we are running, that will be converted through DNS service. Then we have CDN, already have discussed. VPN you already know, maybe not. So it's a virtual private network that we use to create a private link to communicate in a private communication part. That is a part. ExpressRoute is used for the private cloud perspective. Let's suppose they are using the database as a service on Azure, and their infrastructure is running on the company private network. So to communicate with between that, we use ExpressRoute. If again you want to take of some simplify example, take an hospital example. In hospital, what actually happened, that hospital secure their database and data information on cloud. So they have taken Azure database service, but their network infrastructure is running in the hospital. So that will be the private control, that will be handled by the hospital. Only the database is handled by the Azure cloud. So to connect between this communication and the channel, there we use ExpressRoute, because it is fast and it will deliver the data transfer very fastly. So it is a costly service actually, comparing with the VPN and virtual network part. That is a part. Traffic manager, of course, it is simplified by the name, that we are managing the traffic of the networks and control that how the communication is going on, how the network and the traffic is going to manage. So that is the part we have in Azure network. Application gateway and load balancing, these two service is for dedicated for web application and mobile application hosting. Reason is very simplified. Application gateway is to distribute the application and launch in different region, different scenarios. So there we use application gateway, while load balancer we use to handle the traffic of a website. Simply you can take example of, like we have e-commerce websites. So you can see Flipkart is running some sale these days. We have some Christmas sale is going on. So let's suppose suddenly the traffic was increased on a specific website, just like we have big billion sale is there before the Diwali. Okay, and in India, same thing, maybe Amazon launching some their own sale on the Christmas. So suddenly people are coming to do shopping. Suddenly the website traffic will increase. So to manage that particular traffic, we use load balancer, so that the server will not go slow down, and the website will not go slow, or it will not give a proper service. Okay, maybe if somebody have use IRT website, that is our railway website, to book a Tatkal ticket or to book a some specific train ticket, you will also face the same scenario, because that is very heavily blocked at the time of Tatkal part, because huge traffic comes into the website. So government website is not that much strong to handle that thing at a certain time, or if you don't have the good internet access, you cannot able to book the ticket. So there to maintain that particular performance, we use load balancer in the back end of the server, so that traffic will be managed properly. So these are the services we have, and there you can see the virtual network that we use. So it will connect public cloud and private cloud communication or internal organization network to the public websites and the connectivity. So there we use virtual network. And if you go to the dashboard, there you can go all services and you can see the networking option here we have. So in networking option, you will get the particular part. Virtual network, load balancer, we have a network watcher to analysis, and more services like WAF we use for the web application firewall to secure the website security. And we have firewall to manage the IP inbound and outbound traffic. What we can say, particularly the incoming and outgoing traffic on a website or on a cloud platform. So if somebody is trying to attack on the infrastructure, somebody is try to perform any cyber attack or vulnerability based attack. So these two things will help us to secure the infrastructure and cloud platform. So that's how it is work. And here we have the virtual network. Click on that. So right now I have not created any environment, not created any resource. That's why it is giving. This is just a fresh account I have created. So I will showcase you that also. So let's go to the theory part. This is how work. It is work on the backend private network for Azure infrastructure. Okay. So these are the benefits you will get it from here. Now moving further, load balancer, as I so you can just read the particular definition if you want to just go through it, or later I will give you the PPT so you can just check out it. In very short, we can say management of traffic will be handled with the help of load balancer on a website. So that's the one work you will get it from this load balancer. Okay, now go for further. So application gateway is a approach to redirect the traffic on HTTP protocol or HTTPS protocol, and through that you will able to access the website on public platform. Okay, so this thing I will showcase you tomorrow with the hands-on practical, that how we can launch a website on Azure portal and how we can manage it. So that will be the one practical that we're gonna do tomorrow. So that will be interesting. So you can learn that how we can host website and what is the working functionality about website hosting and management of the website. So that we're gonna discuss both like dynamic and static website, both the things. So you will get that practical knowledge tomorrow, but today we'll see the just the overview about the networking services. Traffic management, it just the traffic which is coming in ongoing and outgoing part. So that is the part we have. Okay, now moving further, so virtual machine, that as we have discussed. So let's jump to the practical part and see that how we can create a virtual machine and how we can connect that virtual machine in a local system or through web portal. Okay, so let's jump to the portal here, and then you can directly search your virtual machine, or you can go to the main portal and there you can click on the virtual machine option. So different approach is available. Let's click on the virtual machine, and then you can create here Azure virtual machine. That is the part. Okay, now so I have already subscription, that is my account name, and here we will create a resource group. So let me create a resource group for, is it 900? So it will not take any hyphen. You can go for AZ 900. Even space will also not take. So you can see these are the things. So we'll go with AZ 900 bootcamp. Okay, or you can go for workshop also. Okay, so we'll take bootcamp and click OK. Then you can click what's the virtual machine name you want to take. Let's suppose we are going for the Azure OS1, like the virtual machine one or operating system one. Which region you want to launch? So this is part is available, like in which data center location you want. So by default it is a East US, but you want to select in India. So you can go to the Asia specific, and there also select it. Like if you go downward here, we have Asia specific like Central India. So Asia specific Central India. Now, which availability zone you want to go? You go with the by default one. No issue is there. And then by default zone one. So now, which type of security you require? If you go for by default, it is good because it is strong. But if you go for trusted launch, that is a TPM, so it will charge some more money actually. So that is not required as a personal level. You go by default in a free account, so it will not cost any money. Now here we are taking a Ubuntu server as a by default 20.04 version. So we'll take it's a 64-bit architecture. By default, we are taking 1 core CPU and 1 GB RAM is enough because that is very less amount I have. Okay, you can take it as a by default. This is my paid account, so that's why it is showing the monthly basis payment. But when you are using a student account, it will not showcase you anything. Then here we require SSH key. Okay, so anybody knows what is the full form of SSH protocol? Okay, you can do the comment. What is full form for SSH? Okay, so let me know explain what is SSH. SSH is stand for Secure Socket Layer. Sorry, the secure shell that we use so that if and we want any operating system remote access through command line, so that can be used SSH protocol. It will be a secure protocol that we use. Before SSH we are also using telnet in networking, but telnet is not secure. It is just give the access without any password and authentication. But in SSH we are getting the authentication verification. So here we'll use the SSH. This is the Azure username I have taken, and let's create a key. So let's creating a key. Yeah, this is a by default. It is taken Azure OS underscore one. You can able to change your name also. It's your choice. Okay, so not a problem. We are taking it by default, and then allow. This is the firewall rule, inbound rule. I am taking so that any access coming from the outside to the inside, that is we call the inbound rule. Okay, so there we are, allowing the 22 port number. Then only we can able to access the, this port. So that is the SSH 22 firewall we have enabled. Then you can click next, and now here you can see disk. This is related to the storage, that what kind of storage is you require. So by default it will take 13 GB, but if you increase it will start a payment part in a free credit account. So you go for by default, you don't have to change anything. I'm just giving you the info for the knowledge perspective. Then here you have the option is available. You want to go for premium SSD, you want to go for a standard. Premium is costly, you can go for HSD, so it is not that much costly is there, but the performance is a little bit slow comparing with premium or standard SSD. Of course you can see hard drive storage and solid state drive storage, we have how much read write speed difference is there. So that thing you have to think and go for that. So that is option. So I going for by default, and nothing you have to do. Now see, by default it is taking 13 GB as a storage, in which the main operating system will be installed. But let's apart from that, you require extra storage or extra 200 GB or 500 GB storage. Then you can create here, like create and attach a new hard drive or SSD. So how much you require, like by default 1 TB of storage. You can change the size also. You can go for 4 GB, or you can go for 250 GB. That thing you can take, like let's suppose we require 256 GB SSD extra as a storage, so that thing you can use it. But remember, the extra you are adding, you will get the price also increase at the same time. Okay, so that thing you have to be remember properly. So right now I don't require anything. We'll go by default and then click on the networking part. Now here you will get the by default virtual network will be created at the same time. Subnet you will be created at the same time, and you will get the public IP by default. This is a by default. We are not changing anything. Nothing you have to do. Okay, just go with the by default one. Click next in the management part. Also, we don't require anything. We'll go for the by default. This other option is come for the Active Directory and management part for the company, and we can go for the organization level. But for as a personal level we don't require these options right now. Identity is also not required. Active directory is also not required right now. Okay, this is a time zone. You want to change the time zone to a specific Indian location, so you can go for Kolkata, and that is 5:30 Eastern Indian time. So you can go for, this is Chennai Kolkata time. So this is the Indian time we have selected. Your mail ID. If you want to enable the backup of the virtual machine, you can click on enable, and you will get this specific time. Like you want to go for daily basis backup or monthly day backup. So both option is available. But remember, if you are enabling backup option, so again you will paying some extra money. Okay, you can see cloud is good, but whatever the extra service you will add, you have to pay extra money for that also. So that's why I'm not taking right now. We'll go by default, and then monitoring is not required right now. It is already by default is enable, and then you can go for advanced part. So this is also not required, I think. Yeah, no, I think we have to change. Then tag is just like a hashtag value we are using it. So in hashtag value, what actually happened, we have to remember that which uh, tag we are tagging. So same thing with Azure cloud also, that if you are launching multiple resources, let's suppose you are managing 200 virtual machine at the same time. So if you don't remember that which machine I have created for which kind of project work, so that thing you can take care. Let's suppose we have created for the Azure Bootcamp, and value will be like a virtual machine. Okay, so it is not taking the Azure as a by default. You go for like AZ 900 Bootcamp. I have created this machine, so I can remember that. Yeah, I am creating this thing, and then simply you can review. It will check all the condition by default, checking the price calculation, and you can see. So validation is passed. That means you can create your virtual machine, and then all the settings that you have done, you will see here basic all the configuration in that part, and then you can click here create. That's it. So, and you can download the private key that we have enabled. So this is an important part. If you don't download this key, you cannot able to access your virtual machine through your local system. So that is also important. Click on download, and yeah, the file will be downloaded here. Now it is started creating the resources. So we have to wait little bit. You will get the notification here that yeah, that is in a particular submission is done. It is starting creating the resources. So you will get the within a 2 or 3 minute it will take, and it will create the resource. So we have to wait for that 2 minute. Okay, and here you can see that in a resource group, what are the resources is creating. Like, let me showcase the all the detail. So you can see in Azure, this Azure group, we have virtual machine, we have network interface, we have network security, and virtual network, and public IP. So this is a part of resources which is we have in our one resource group called, this is the resource group that we have created. So the deployment is done. Now you can go to the resource. Okay, so that's how the output will come after you have launched the machine. You can see the status. The machine is already started. It is running on cloud platform. You want to restart it, you can do restart. You want to stop, you want to take a screenshot or capture that particular stage of the machine, you can capture it. You want to delete resource, you can delete it. You want to access that virtual machine on a mobile, that also you can do. And this is the CLI mode, that you want to access the machine through CLI uh, option. So that is also available. This thing we'll discuss tomorrow, that how we can do cloud shell and the command part to access it. Okay, so today we'll just go for a graphical access. You can see all the settings here, like the activity logs, control, network settings, connectivity setting, storage or size part, security for defender. That is the part is that, and then you can go for any backup, inventory system. You want to check tracking of the option. You want to check policy, that thing. And this is all the monitoring part, that any machine is not working properly, at which time the machine got downtime. All this thing you can do. Some automation task is also available, that you want to export some automation technique, so that thing also you can do. But it is advanced part, where we are managing multiple virtual machine at the same time. So in that case scenario, system administrator or Azure administrator will work. For but us, it's not required as a first time, because we are just in a learning phase. So what you have to do, you just click on this connect button, and in the connect you can go for two option is available, RDP and SSH is there. Okay, so RDP is the remote desktop protocol that we use, and this is used for the Windows environment. SSH is used in Linux generally, to get the remote access. And Bayesian is a new service that is introduced by Azure. It will give a secure connection over web portal, but it will take extra cost whenever we launch this thing. So for a learning purpose, don't go. It's just in a theoretical concept. You can go for it. You can go with RDP or SSH will be better. So we will go for SSH. So you can click on SSH, and this is the steps is given that how you can connect. So firstly you have to use that particular PAM file that we have downloaded. So you remember we have downloaded this Azure PAM file, and this is a command that you have to run on your command prompt. So what I will do, I will go to the location of this show folder. So by default it will come in download folder. There you can see. Okay, so you have to open command prompt here only. Okay, if you open normal command prompt CMD, so what actually happen, it will give the by default location on C drive and your user profile. And there if you search for this spam file, you will not able to search it. So the best method is that you open the window profile and click here in the empty space. And then you can type here CMD, it will directly open from here location. So now you can see the location is slash download. So that thing you have to remember. If let's suppose you have just moved this spam file to another folder, so that folder location you have to be remember. Then only you can able to find this thing. Now opening that thing, after that you can go to the portal and copy this command, and there you can just paste it. So that option is also available, and here you have to just type that particular PAM file name. So that is, I think, Azure. We can use tab button. Okay, I think I have. Let me showcase you. So the file name is Azure OS. I think I have. This is the file name. A space then Azure user. We have to write. This is the username. We have to copy, or you can just paste this thing, and then you can just paste here in the command prompt. Let me just move this part, and then you can see. So I'm just using the SSH hyphen I for the interface and the private key file, and then we have the Azure is the username of the machine, and at the rate that is a public IP that we have got for the virtual machine. Okay, you just hit enter, it will authenticate. You want to connect with this, so this is a verification part. You click yes and enter it. So it will connect, and now you can see you have connected with the Ubuntu server. Let me just clear the screen. There you can see Azure at the rate Azure. So little bit, if you know the basic command of Linux, the first command that we can use it is who am I. So you will get I am a Azure user, and you can just type uname. It will showcase that it is a Linux operating system. Then you can type uname hyphen a. It will give the detail that it is a Linux which is a with kernel version. So the kernel, you can see it is a Ubuntu operating system. Again, you want to verify this thing, so you can type IP ADDR to check the IP address of the machine. So it is the machine, you can see here 10.0.0.4. But if you got confused, like here you can see, here we got the 0.4, that is a private IP of this machine. And what we have connected, it's a public IP of the machine, because we are connecting through two different network, that's why. Or if you go there, click on the main overview, go to the resource. There you can see in the, this is a public IP. So public IP we can able to access the public machine, but in the virtual environment it is running on private IP address. So that is called the virtual network on the cloud platform. So that's how you can access the machine You can do any installation you want to, do anything you want to switch to root user, that you can do. Then you can launch, do any kind of installation, deletion, that thing. But to perform this thing again, you have to learn Linux basic command. So if you don't know, don't worry, you can just go to on internet and search for Linux cheat sheet. Multiple cheat sheet you will get it as a basic commands, and from there you can learn little bit more about the Linux basic commands. Or you want to join our community, we also have multiple sessions on Linux, and peoples are available, so they will share, or we have some webinars is going on, so there you can learn some more extra things in Linux part and administration level. So that's how we have launched the Linux operating system here. Now your task is that today, that you can create in your free account, and then you can launch Windows operating system. I have showcased you the Linux operating system how to install. You have to do Windows operating system to launch. Okay, so I just give a hint what you have to do. After creating your account, you can log in it. You will get the free account access. Click on the virtual machine, and then you can just give the create option virtual machine, and then you can just click here or create the resource group, and that part virtual machine. Here when you go, it will showcase by default Ubuntu. So instead of Ubuntu, you can just click on see all images, and then you can select Windows operating system you want to launch. So here you will get the Windows Server or Windows 10 you want to launch. You can just select it, and you can launch it for there. One more thing I can do, publisher there. So I will just select here for free section. So what you have to do is that you have to select the free option, because these are the free operating system, will not cost anything. So here you will get like Microsoft Server operating system. You can use this one, or okay, that is the one we have already available in free section. So you can go with free pricing also, or you will go for the Windows Server operating system, that is also available free. This is the by default. Any three you can use it. We'll select as a by default. At the end we have plans and options here available, so you can just select this operating system, and then you can start installing the options. So you can go here by default. We go with this second generation, or any generation you can take it, and it will just replace this thing with the this particular addition. So that thing you can do, and then whatever the setting I have told you, that you have to provide, and then you can connect. And let's see. So for Windows environment, you have to connect with the RDP connection. Okay, it will not connect with the SSH. So that is a little bit challenging part. Let's try. If not, so we are available to solve through our community, that you can do it. So that's a small practical overview about the virtual machine and how you can launch accesses. One more thing, remember, after all the thing is done, you have done the practice, then you have to go your main resource, and there you have to stop the machine. If you don't stop, the billing cycle will be running continuously. Okay, so after the work is done, you always stop the machine. If you don't have any kind of work is there, you can just shut down. It is a kind of shutdown of the machine, so it will not start your billing part. Okay, so that's the one thing you have to remember, everybody, because lots of people forget about it. After doing the practice, they just forget the machine is running, and at the end, you will get the huge amount of billing part also. Okay, so how you can check your billing? You can click on your account portal, and there you can get my account option is there, not there, or you can just directly search here for billing, post and billing management part. So if you have forgot something you have launched but you don't remember, so all the things you will get here in that particular part. Okay, so right now there is a no billing is available, because I have not run the machine more than 5 minutes or 10 minutes. That's why. But let's see if any kind of management option we get it or not. So we have to wait, or we will get this some information there. No, I think yeah, there is no machine I have run. That's why it's not giving any update of the billing or in analysis part, cost analysis of the resources, that how much bill it's done in a specific part. So right now you can say I didn't have launched any other resource, but this is my billing part of the previous month. You can see here. So these are the services I have used in the previous month. So you can see the date wise calculation, that how much payment or monthly payout I have created. So if you click on the service base, you can see VPN gateway I use, Active Directory domain I have used. So that's why which location I have launched the. Let me little bit zoom it. There you can see. So there. So it will showcase you service level payment. It will showcase you at the location level and the resource group level also. So some of my friend is also using this account, so they have used around this much amount of utilization. It's a paid account, that's why I'm showcasing you. But in a student account you will not get all the payment part, because if you're using free services, so it's a free. So you can just click on the VPN and you will get the specific analysis like individual also. So which person I use, I can get a little idea about that part also. So that's how you can maintain the pricing and monitoring part at the same time. Okay, so I hope it's a little bit learning. Everybody have got it. So today task you can do, create an free account and try to launch Windows-based operating system, or you can try Linux also. Not a issue is there, because it's at the end you have to learn more hands-on practical. That is main important. So my perspective is for that particular part. You can see here the connection is closed because I have shut down the machine. Okay, so at last, a little bit, question answering we can do. So I have added four question for the, scenario based for the exam perspective. So let's see if anybody give the answer. So let's start the part, knowledge checking, and this is the two question I am giving. So you can try to give the answer in the chat box, or you can just see that how many resource groups can be resourced in a same time. You can try to just check. I will wait for 1 minute so everybody can give the answer, and then I will reveal the answer in the second slide. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so the first question is how many resource groups can be a resource be in the same time? It's a one, two, or three. Okay, so you will get the answer. Try to get. Second question is that what happen if the resource within a resource group, when action or setting done on a group level, it will be applied for the resources also. Let me explain this question, that we have one resource group and in which we are running multiple virtual machines. So if I have changed some permission to the resource group, that will be directly reflect to the all the virtual machine is running in the same group. That is question, so it is correct or not. So you have to select the any one option. Okay, so check it.
Yes, sir. So we got multiple answers from the questions. Like we got first, second. So we got for the first question we got the one resource group, and most of the
Okay.
people has answered third for the second question.
Oh, okay, so it's time to reveal the answer. Okay, so next slide will be the answer. This is the answer we have.
Exactly, you guys
Okay.
are right.
So I think lots of people are getting interested to learn things. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's jump to the next two question we have. It will be a little bit, see if you can enable to give the answer. So this will be little knowledgeable question I have. The first one, let 300 miles. It is a one data center to another data center. This is the minimum distance we have required. Uh, so what will be the answer for first question? And the second question is related to the virtual machine. So it's availability set or skill set. That is a technical question, but let's try. What will be the answer you will have?
So people are saying third for the third question. No, no, no. Okay,
Okay.
third. So answering first region pairs, and they are
Okay.
answering. Okay, region pairs, and mostly they are answering skill sets, region pairs, and skill sets.
Okay, great. So first question is right. Second, let's see. So this is the answer we have.
Okay,
Okay.
so
So I think first will be almost got it, but second we have to see it's a availability set. So yeah, try to research this question. It's simplify because it is a main question that I have taken from the official site of the Azure document. So this kind of questions is come into the fundamental of the exam. I will take more questions tomorrow also as per the topic that we will cover. So yeah, this is all for today. Any kind of question is there, so welcome to everybody.
yes, so we have a few questions.
Definitely.
I'm just calling the comments. Just give me a second. There are lots of comments over there. Okay, just give
Yeah.
me a second. Uh, yeah, okay, there is one question. Sir, can we say the working of virtual machines and virtual networks is similar to the physical one?
Yes, we can say it is totally similar, but only the thing is that the portal is different. We are doing this thing in a local hardware machine. Now it is shifted to the cloud platform. That's why the virtual keyword is added in the platform. That's a part. Yeah.
Now, if anyone has any question, please let me know in the comment section, guys. We would be very happy to take up your doubts. And here is the attendance form link that I have just shared. Can we play game on virtual machines? Aditya is asking.
Definitely, we can play, but it is not that much performance level you will get it because we are not getting a dedicated graphic card performance. So it is more for the professional workers, but for not for the gaming. Yeah, now we have launched Geo 5G is there or Airtel 5G, so they are coming with the cloud solution. Netflix is also working. So in future, you will get the chances to play game directly on cloud platform. So just
Yeah,
yeah, you can check out it. Yeah.
and there is a one question. So, what is CLI by Mansi Sudhir?
CLI, okay, great. So Mansi, see, CLI is just a command line interface, just like I showcase you my, command prompt. So there, whatever the things we are doing, it's a command base. We are not doing anything graphical access. So that's what we call as a CLI or command line interface. So Azure also have the CLI mode is available, but today I didn't have introduced that thing. Here you can see Cloud Shell. So when you click, you can able to access this all resources and management part from command line also. Generally, this thing is handled by the DevOps engineers, Azure architect engineers, or solution architect or security engineers to manage multiple tasks at the same time because it's easier to manage. Here, what actually happened, we have to go step by step in each section, then we have to select. So it is a time taking process. But with the help of CLI, we can just create one small script, and that same script I can run multiple times. So automatically, all the resources will be created. So that's the benefit we get it from the CLI mode. But for that, you have to learn the basics of commands. So yeah, that thing you have to do a little bit learning part is there. Yeah.
So we have another question from Kavita Sharma. She is asking difference between virtual machines and virtual network.
Okay, so see, Bibita, virtual machine is a dedicated operating system, and when we are connecting one operating system to another operating system, just like in a local environment, we have one laptop is connected to another laptop. We are transferring data by the help of pen drive, by the help of network, or by the help of Wi-Fi connection. So the same scenario in virtual machines, what actually happen when we have launched operating system, like two operating system we have launched. Now we want to communicate or we want to transfer data from one operating system to another operating system. So there we use virtual network. It's again a same network part, but we call as a virtual to connect both the machines. So that is a difference we have in OS and the network part. Yeah.
Okay, so next question is from Rudra Pratap. He's asking, sir, can virtual machine can overcome the price and efficiency other than physical machines?
At if we can say uh, we have some limitations of physical machines at the same point because we cannot able to buy 3 lakh or 2 lakh or 5 lakh rupees machine because it's configuration like 64 GB RAM configuration or 2 TB of storage. But in cloud, what actually happen, we can able to access that thing in minimum amount. So that's the benefit we get it. Performance issue will always be there comparing with the cloud platform, because it is running on virtual environment. So you will not get that much dedicated performance when we are comparing with the hardware machine. But this is easier in terms of cost effectiveness. So if you're using cloud based solution machines, it will be easy to work on, and it will not give you that much cost, because the same configuration machine, if you buy, let's suppose you are buying for the 32 GB RAM graphic and RAM configuration laptop, so it goes up to 1 lakh 50 plus INR rupees. So that will be very costly, but the same machine you will be able to get it in 3000 or 4000 to work on it. So that will be easier to move on. So that's the effect you will get in the cloud environment. Yeah.
Yeah. So I hope that answers your question. Now, okay, we have a question from Anurag, and maybe before reading this question, I can answer this. Like, you will be able to, if you will just put these hours, you are able to clear the exam. So he's asking how many days is needed to clear the 900 exam if I put 4 hours per day.
If you read 4 hours within a 1 week, you can able to crack the exam. It's a very basic fundamental we have. That's why. Yeah.
Yeah. The next, okay, we already done with this question. Okay, what is the benefit of virtual machines? Anmol Shani is asking.
Uh, okay, so see, Anmol, if you talk about, in my reference laptop, you can see I am currently working on Windows 11. Okay, but let's suppose I want to also learn Linux operating system. I want to learn a different operating system. So what actually happened? We don't have that much hardware resources are available, or if we required, we have to invest money. But with the help of virtual machine, what actually happened? We can able to access that machine at any time. Let's suppose what actually happen, you are using computer system, you don't have a laptop, or even if you have laptop, you can able to access laptop at a certain point. Okay, but with the help of virtual machine, you can able to access that virtual machine at anywhere. Even you can control through mobile or smartphone also. But laptop, we have to go physically, we have going in travel part, so we have to take laptop with us. So that is a little bit hectic. So with the help of virtual machine, you can able to access it anywhere at any time, without worried about the maintenance, without worry about the power charging and that thing. So that's the benefit you will get it at certain conditions. Yeah.
Yeah, so we have one question from Kaushal Rathe. He's asking how web application firewall work in Azure.
Okay, see, question. So Azure firewall, work on the website level, in which we have to secure the website security, that what are the traffic is coming. So some hackers try to manipulate, some hackers try to do brute force to bypass the password. So this kind of malicious activities going on daily basis. So to secure that thing, firewall is helping us. Now, what is the main work of firewall is? It will monitor the incoming and outgoing traffic. That is, you can say some traffic is coming from outside to the network part, or it is going from inside to the network. That thing is maintained by the firewall. If any unknown IP is sending malicious link or malicious attack, it will be directly blocked by the firewall. So that kind of monitoring work is done by the firewall. As a simple example, you can take a watch guard. In our society we have that will monitor that who is coming, who is going out, and we have the camera security. So the same functionality is also work on Azure firewall to maintain the security of all the resources. That's the thing, how it's work. Yeah.
So next question is from Atishay. He is asking, sir, to use a VM, we need a basic hardware machine. So how much minimum hardware required to use a VM?
If see At least 8 GB RAM is required, so that you can work on two virtual machine parallelly. Because if you are using nowadays Windows 10, it will require 3.5 GB RAM, and for 11 around 4 GB RAM is required as a by default. So it will already utilize. After that, you will get extra 4 GB to run local virtual machine to do practice. So minimum 8 GB is required to work on it for a future safe plan. So that I will recommend. Yeah.
Okay, first of all, that's very incredible, guys. Your questions are keep flowing. I'm really overwhelmed by your response. That's very nice. I hats off to you guys. So next question is from Anubhav. He's asking which is better, OS, Windows or Linux? And this question is
Uh,
expected, right?
that will be, can say, as a student perspective, Right now you can go for Windows because it's easy to manage. It will be easy to support lots of multiple application. But for a learning purpose, you can go to understand Linux operating system because that will be beneficial for future perspective. Even you are going to any different career path in cloud security, AI, ML. So Linux will help you in the future perspective because Linux is more used in corporate level, and for a end user you go for the window user. So both option is available. It's up to your interest, but I will recommend that you can try once Linux operating system because that is give you more advanced level of concept that how basic operating system works. So that will be more learning you will get it from there. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have another question from Yash. He's asking, is virtual machine the instance of the virtualization techniques?
I can repeat the question once more.
Is virtual machine is the instance of virtualization technique?
uh, Instance is a technical term that we use for virtual machines. Yeah, in the background, the virtualization technology is working, and over that, you are running the virtual machine. So that we call as an instance. I think that is a proper answer. I think you will get it. Like that is a technical term we use refer as instance. So instance is generally used in AWS cloud. In Azure, we call as virtual machine as a virtual machine. That is a simple keyword that we use. So that's
Yeah.
the key thing. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't, yeah, that's it for the day. This is all about the questions, guys. Thank you for your question. Keep flowing. So thank you for joining, guys. And guys, I just
Yeah.
for revise one link in the comment section. So there is one more giveaway for today also. So just share your best learnings of this session in the comment section of the LinkedIn post that I just shared. We'll be very happy. Let's see who are the winners for today's workshop, today's giveaway. Let's see. You will be getting $100 credit vouchers of Azure, so you can test multiple things on Azure, multiple services on Azure. You can explore more about Azure apart from whatever the offer, whatever gives Azure you for free. So that's it from our side, guys. Thank you, Mukesh sir, for joining in, and thank you for your precious time delivering the session. It was really incredible hosting you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you all. Thank you. See you tomorrow,
Thank you,
same time.
everyone. See you guys. You will get a mail for tomorrow's session, guys.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
everyone. Bye, sir.
Thank you.